Good morning, MCCGSL. Hi, my name is Teresa O'Flynn, and I have put in an application to be on the board of directors. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions with regard to my application. I've written the answers down, so sometimes it might look like I'm reading. I just want to get it all said right. So the first question is, why am I running for the board of directors? The simple answer, I want to give back to this body of believers and help things run as smoothly as possible. I have been coming to MCC for about 15 years now. I moved away and was in Tennessee for about 3 years, but still remained a member of this church. This body of believers has been so faithful to me. I have lifelong friends here, those who exhort me to do my best, and others who share difficult truths with me. This is the place I've chosen to call home. This body is family, but just like every strong family, we must do our part to make sure things go smoothly. Like at Thanksgiving, Mom does most of the cooking, but we all contribute in different ways. I'm in charge of the centerpiece. My daughter is in charge of setting the table. My brother brings a few casseroles, and together we set the meal. It's the same here. The pastors bring the teachings and sermons. Jerry Smith leads the worship and the choir, and the board of directors is here to ensure the church's prosperity by collectively directing church affairs. I want to give back to this family and to do my part to help things run smoothly. I want to give back by serving on the board of directors. The second question is, what qualities do I bring to serve at the board of directors? Well, I've been walking with God for over 50 years. I've served on praise teams both in this church and in my former church. I've sung in the choir, and as I served as the director of theater arts both in this church a while back and in my former church as well. So I've been working with theater arts for about, I'm going to say 20 years now. I have a bachelor and master in business administration, and I have a doctorate in organizational psychology. My dissertation was entitled Spiritual Cognitive Dissonance in LGBTQ People. I've become somewhat of an expert at how LGBTQ people feel about their former relationships in the former churches and how those feelings can sometimes cause difficulty in current spiritual walks. I believe this knowledge could benefit the church and this board of directors. Business-wise, I've had 10 years of banking experience. I managed a 400-unit apartment complex for 10 years also. I've been able to work with people from all different walks of life, and I bring a positive attitude and a loving heart, but also the grit from a work and education background in business and psychology that can help this church body along the next leg of our journey. Thanks for listening.
Good day, everybody. This is Carol Ward, and I'm here to talk to you about the fact that I am applying for the Metropolitan Community Church of Greater St. Louis's board. I just want to tell you guys, and I think you all already know this, and I'm speaking mainly to the congregation and the pastors, and of course the board. I just truly love this church. Always have, always will. From the very first time I walked in here in January of 2010, and it was the first Sunday in January. But in any event, for those of you who do also know my history, I know that you know that at one time I was a lay delegate. But of course you also know that something very traumatic happened to me during that time, and I had to take some time off away from the congregation. And it was merely because of the fact that coming to church simply hurt. And I'm not going into any details because it's in the past, but that was the reason why I did have to step away from my position as a lay delegate. And that was my stepping stone, so you know now, to becoming a member of the board. I thought if I did lay delegates first, then I could finally step on the board. But now everything is behind me. I am very much at peace with myself. I am very much at peace with this church again. So I don't feel any pain when I walk in. I just feel joy and the Spirit of the Lord. So, the first question, why am I running? Because it intrigues me. It absolutely positively intrigues me how well this board works. And I mean, this board does it all. They go out into the city, they look at properties, they talk back to the pastors, send the pastors out or go with them to see the same properties, and then they just come back and discuss it together. Togetherness and cohesiveness is always a positive. I don't care what anybody says. The very fact that they work so well together as a group greatly intrigues me, and it also gives me hope. It gives me hope for the future of the Metropolitan Community Church of Greater St. Louis, that we will not be stopped. We will go on, and I love that. Now, for the second question. And when you ask me what qualifications do I bring, well, one thing is I am intensely organized, but the main thing is because I listen very well. And I'm sure that has all to do with A, being a parent, B, being a registered nurse. Because that is the first thing you are taught, is that you have to listen. Look, listen, and feel. Those were the three things that we always had to do, and that's what I do extremely well. I am also good at organization. I even do old-fashioned pie charts, but I also do things and put them in the cloud, because it just makes you be more organized and make everything else more easily accessible to you and to anybody else who wishes to take a look at it or look over it or even just be included. And I just love the fact that as a group, we work together, we make decisions regarding the church, of course with the pastor's information as well as their input and as well as their approval, and that's how it works. That's why I would like to be a member of the Metropolitan Community Church of Greater St. Louis's board. Thank you for your time, and please have a blessed and peaceful evening.
I'm Yvonne Cooper. I'm running for the board of directors. I've been a member of MCCGSL since March of 2018. The main reason that I would love to be on the board of directors is to give back. I feel I've gained so much, both in meeting and becoming like family with a number of people at church, and also growing spiritually. My skills, I feel, lie in the fact that I can be objective and yet give my input. I'm trustworthy, I'm detail-oriented, and given that the board of directors' main responsibility is to the oversight of financial viability for the church, that comes in handy. As of January 2020, I was appointed a position on the board when someone moved away, and I would very much like the opportunity to continue to serve. So if you decide that I am a good candidate for this position, I would appreciate that. And I look forward to continuing to serve with the church. And thank you so much for your time in viewing this video.
Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lisa Nelson, and it is spelled L-E-S-I, in case you've ever seen that and didn't know who or what that was. It is me. So, why I want to be on the board. I actually was appointed to the board earlier this year, and I have really enjoyed my time working through some of the COVID issues, helping with some of the other things that have occurred over the past several months. And the main reason I want to be or remain on the board is because of my love for this church and the people there. This church has been, like so many others, has saved me. It is a place that I love. I love the message. I love the spirit. I love the music. I love the mission. I love the vision. And it's important to me that this continue, that we not only have this church for us right now, but that we have this church for others in the future. And in order to do that, we need board members and a strong church to continue this legacy. So I think that's the main reason I want to continue to be on the board, because it is so important for this to continue for people in years to come to have the same comfort, the same spirit, the same love and acceptance that we have all felt, that they can have the same thing in their lives, because there are so many people who need a church like ours, who need the love and acceptance and want it done within the framework of faith. So I hope to continue to be a board member for this church that I love so much. So what makes me qualified to be a board member? I don't know that my love for the church is enough that qualifies me, although I think that's a prerequisite to be a board member. Each member does need to have a passion about our church, about its mission, and most importantly about it continuing. So I've been involved with the church for about 3 years, and I have served on several committees. I did a lot of the programming within the last several years, and I also have given out communion. I am a lector. I have helped with some of the fundraisers. I did the storytelling event that we had in the spring right before COVID hit. And I really enjoyed doing those things for the church. I also think I'm qualified because I have leadership skills. I think I have an open mind and can and do hopefully learn from others. And I think the other qualifications are just that I want this church to continue, and I want to see that happen for others. I am also committed to expanding our church and working in whatever ways possible to make our vision come true and ensure that we reach out to the community. I feel very strongly that there are a lot of people in our community in the St. Louis area that don't even know about us and would find great comfort in coming to our church and finding the love and acceptance that they need so badly. So that's one of the things that I would want to continue as well. And so I have some experience with broadcasting, with advertising, with marketing, that I think would be helpful with that as well.
The reason why I'm running for lay delegate is I've had the privilege and honor to represent you and MCCGSL since being elected 3 years ago. I've been able to represent you at the Regional MAPIS Conference in Topeka, Kansas in 2018, the MCC General Conference in Orlando in 2019, and numerous regional Skype MAPIS meetings. I have that desire to continue serving and representing you for the next 3 years. I would be remiss if I don't take a moment right here to recognize and say thank you to Cheryl Stockton for the many years that she has served as lay delegate representing MCCGSL. She has decided to retire and deserves the rest that she will be able to get. Thank you, Cheryl, and congratulations. Also, thank you, Cheryl, for all that you have taught me and your experience that you have imparted to me over the past 3 years. What qualities do I bring to this position? The 3 things that come to mind are dedication, experience, and leadership. And I feel that these 3 things are all interwoven. For 5 years, I was a licensed and ordained minister. After meeting John, I resigned and we started attending MCC in the Valley in North Hollywood, California in March of 1988. We became members in May of 1988, and I was given opportunities for a variety of involvement and participation. We've been members of a total of 4 different MCCs and attended another one over the 32 plus years, being appointed or volunteering in various positions in each location. After moving and attending MCCGSL near the end of 2015, I became immediately active in MCCGSL. In January 2016, I joined the choir. In 2016, I joined the worship participation team. In 2016, I joined the Pride team. In 2016, I also joined the congregational care team and later was appointed as the leader. And then in 2017, you elected me as a lay delegate. Since March 2020, I have hosted a weekly Zoom connection call. Also, the leadership experience is professionally as a supervisor or manager for over the past 30 years. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Hi, church family. I'm Laura Morrison, and I am one of the candidates running for the lay delegate positions open for MCCGSL this year. I would like to be considered for this position because the lay delegate position is our voice at the denominational level. I would like to hear from you about what your needs are, and then I will take that to the next general conference where I can make your voice heard. And that's really the main key job of a lay delegate, is to make sure that our church family is represented at that broader denominational level. And also that we get to vote on things like what is most important to our denomination to focus on. Things like social justice and issues of impacting immigrants and homeless populations and other things like that that really impact us at our MCCGSL location specifically. So that is why I am running for a lay delegate this year, and I hope that you consider me. Thank you. What qualities will I bring to this position? Well, first of all, I have a pretty long history with MCCGSL. I have now been a member of this church for over 13 years. I am a regular attendee, a member of the communion team, and have also spent my time on the board of directors. I was even the vice moderator, and I have dealt with some challenges and some real ups and downs of this church through multiple different locations now. And besides being a member for that long and being involved, really involved deeply with our church, I think that the other good quality that I bring to this role is that I'm a people person. I enjoy talking to people, hearing from them about what their concerns are, what they like, what they dislike. And that is really one of the key qualities of the lay delegate, is to understand what people want and where they stand, especially on issues that our church will be voting on as a denomination at General Conference. So I really look forward to hearing from you, learning more about all of you that I don't know so well, and for those of you that I do know well, representing your voice at our denominational level if I am elected to the lay delegate position. Thank you.
Okay, why am I running for lay delegate? It's pretty much a thing of wanting to serve the church in the best ways I can, and I think that I can do better and do more if I start getting into that end of it and learning more about it and learning, just learning period, since My beliefs are simple, so my opinions really don't go. If I'm elected, you really don't send somebody to voice their opinions. You send somebody that will represent you and what you tell me that you want me to do, and that's pretty much the whole thing. My qualifications are I am in a certification-based laity program within the church. I have served as usher since I basically joined the church. I've been a greeter. I have served communion. I've worked with the kitchen staff. I've worked just about with everybody that's had something going on. Helped a little bit with the moving process when we moved from the old church to the new church. So and I'm actually at a loss for where all I've been, but I think I've pretty much take that back. I'm also with the sanctuary team. I work with Carol Ward with the first aid and medical and security. And with those qualifications in mind, I would be honored to serve as a qualified delegate for you